This is the Crown Plaza, guys. This is how it looks. What a mess. Hey guys, again, this is empty. And this is our lunch for the second day of quarantine at the COVID-19 stopover hotel. And this is what we got for lunch. It's acceptable, but it's way overpriced. As I said before, for this room, I paid $1,060 US, which is $1,300 something dollars Canadian. So, yeah. All right, let's see the Corona breakfast. Let's see what they got here. That's the famous breakfast we paid so much money for. I would eat better at home, and it won't be that crazy expensive. And that's it. That's about it. Here we go. Totally empty. That's the Corona breakfast. Dear Canadians. This is how coffee looks like after you added creamer to it at the Crown Plaza Hotel, a COVID-19 stopover hotel. Dear Canadians, I know garlic bread's so good, but this is nothing close to it. It looks beautiful a little bit because of the camera. Got beautiful megapixels, but you bite into it like you chew a tire. I'm not joking. It's not pleasant. The cheapest bread they can even have. They just put some sauce on it, some sprinkles of garlic, whatever they did, to make it look like garlic bread, but in reality it's garbage. That's the 3 nights bill, $1,060 US, which equals 1,328 Canadian dollars. I don't know what to say, but I'm really pissed at this policy of the Canadian government enforcing on Canadians coming back to Canada from overseas, of course. Enforcing on them the COVID-19 stopover hotel. I do think that this policy is not fair. It's just so many victims who have to pay such a high price or money for these hotels, although they don't have the money. My situation is totally different than anybody else who went on holidays from Canada. I was not on holidays when I was in Germany, because I flew from Germany, from Frankfurt airport to Pearson airport. I was forced to come back to Canada because I had nowhere to go. Originally I was working in China, and I went on holidays to Indonesia on January 2020, and that's when the outbreak of COVID-19 happened, and China closed its borders. So I lost all of my benefits, including my work contract. I lost all of the money, and in China the rule is pretty much you don't work, you don't get paid. So I had nothing left. I could not use my Chinese ATM card because I spent more than 6 months outside of the country. That's the law in China. And then I left the country and I ended up going to Germany, going through Ukraine and Bulgaria. And why Germany? Because that's where my family is, and I was looking for a place where I can like eat and drink and sleep for free, because I had no choice. And of course, I didn't get any stimulus money because I was not working in China. I was not I was not working in Canada or residing there by then. So I was like in a really bad shape by all means. And then after I spent 6 months in Germany, because I had nowhere else to go, and still Chinese borders are closed, now that they are open after different conditions, such as having the Chinese Sinovac vaccine if you want to go back to China for work, otherwise you can't. So I could not stay anymore in Germany. They won't extend my visa, so I was forced to come back to Canada to face this new dilemma of spending the money I borrowed from my brother-in-law in order to get my work documents done. Now I ended up spending like almost 2/3 of that money on a damn hotel that I don't need, a hotel that the government of Canada enforced on me because they think it's safer for somebody like me to spend 3 nights here waiting for the results of the COVID-19 test that I took at Pearson Airport in Toronto. I totally disagree with this policy. I strongly believe that this policy is not fair and not fair to everyone. And I can prove it. The proof is first that I got the COVID-19 test negative from Frankfurt Airport after 12 hours. And if I include the time I spent in the flight, by the time I got here to Pearson Airport in Toronto, it was only 20 hours. So now I ask you, dear Canadians, how high is the likelihood to get COVID-19 positive once I got out of that airplane and landed at Pearson Airport? For me, there's only 2 reasons. Either the pilots of that aircraft had COVID-19, or inclusive the crew of course, or one of those passengers that they came with, which is impossible in both cases. Why? First of all, at Frankfurt Airport, they require from us 2 things: to have a 3 nights booked hotel room, and second, to show a negative COVID-19 test that you have made in Germany, in my case, because I came from Germany. So the likelihood that you come to Canada and you have a COVID-19 test positive is impossible. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. Second, another proof that I really didn't need it, and I would assume that many people in my situation won't need it, and we could have just gone home where we can spend our quarantine without spending all of this money on a damn hotel we didn't need, is that it was imposed on us. In my case, I was asked at the airport, Frankfurt Airport in Germany, to show the guys at the Air Canada desk that I got 3 nights booked room approved by the government of Canada in order to go onto that airplane. I really don't think it was a good idea to go through with this policy. And I do think it hurts a lot of Canadians who are broke, who don't have jobs, who don't have money. Like, the money I borrowed to get documents done here for me in Canada so I can go back to China and work, 2/3 of it is gone. And then, as I show you in this footage I took from the Crown Plaza Hotel, the hotel and it's has nothing to do with safety and security, has nothing to do with the hygiene it is required for somebody who is like supposed to be safe because of COVID-19. Has nothing, all of that stuff has just masks. You saw the footage. So many people close to each other. Like, come on, seriously? Like, I do not think that we do need those 3 nights in a hotel, like, enforced on us by the government. And again, I was not in Germany on holidays, so I have no idea. Like, even this hotel, it's not really appropriate for those who are supposed maybe to be infected with COVID-19. And now, what they are doing, instead of giving us the test results in the same day, which is possible and doable, they let us wait the whole 3 days and nights here, so we would be forced to pay the whole amount of money for staying here, instead of giving us the test results in the same day, so we choose either to stay or leave. Even though I heard online on YouTube a lot of people complaining about this, and since some people brought to light this kind of issues, they changed their policy now and they don't give us the tests as early as they should. In Germany, I got a test in less than 16 hours, 12 hours actually, and I got it in Jakarta airport in after 1 hour. And as I said, in Germany, the government didn't force me to spend quarantine in any other hotel and spend so much money for, but Canada did. Now I ask myself, what is that for? I did not work in Canada. I was not residing in Canada. I did not get any stimulus money. Like, I could have gone home and just spent quarantine in my home. Even the food, as I showed you in that footage, has nothing to do with healthy food for those who might be infected with COVID-19. It's not acceptable. It's acceptable, but it's not worth it, the money. Somebody like me who is broke, who did not work since February 2020 until now, and has no money, no access to his ATM, Chinese ATM card, and just borrowed money to survive, and was forced to come back to Canada, ends up spending 2/3 of that money I borrowed. Well, they're Canadians. I don't know what to say, but that's what happened. And you know what? I was even suspicious about this kind of decisions that I brought my own kit from Germany called Schnelltest in Germany. That's what it is. It's 5 samples here of COVID-19. You get the result within 20 minutes or a half hour. Why? Because I'm so worried and scared. I don't really trust this kind of stuff going on, because I don't know what to think about it. But I brought this with me in case they come back to me and say, well, you got tested positive. I'm not sure about that. So I'm waiting for these results and see what's gonna happen. If they ever say you're positive, I'm just gonna try one of these and see if it's true or it's a baloney. It is what it is, but what can I say? I let you to comment on this. Dear Canadians, tell me what you think. I'm so curious to see if I am the only victim here or there are so many people like me in different conditions. Take care.